OG dropped, I was hyped. I got off work, rushing to my computer. My duo's ready, all to find out that there is no duos mode. But that's fine, I play some squad fills with my duo. The fills are terrible as always, they leave like 2 minutes into the game, but we still had fun, we came close to winning. And so the next day they drop a duos mode and I'm even more hyped. But lo and behold, the crybabies who play this game had to ruin it for everyone, and Fortnite introduces skill-based matchmaking and reintroduces bots into the game. We couldn't even have one full day to enjoy a bot-free experience in Fortnite. So the bot formula they're using is a bit different compared to what we have in a regular Battle Royale. It's more akin to what we saw in Chapter 3, where you could have as few as 10 bots in the lobby compared to Battle Royale where we have a minimum of at least like 50 to 60, regardless of your skill level. I for one was honestly hoping that the opposite would happen, that once people saw how great no bots is, they would want that in Battle Royale, but that didn't quite work out. This video is going to be a little bit different from my other videos. Instead of complaining to Epic, I'm actually going to be complaining about the player base and just this generation of gamers. Now look, I am not a boomer, I am a zoomer just like you guys, and I grew up in a time where they gave everyone a ribbon for participation in track and field. And so I think it's even worse though, this past 10 years or whatever. I think people have gotten even softer and more entitled, and you're seriously telling me that you can't have fun in a video game without having to win every single match. Like guys, understand that this is a battle royale, there's 100 people, so you're not going to win as many times as you would in a 5v5 or a 1v1 type of situation. And let's not forget that the idea of having bots in the lobby and like having fun killing them is also something that I just cannot wrap my head around. You should be able to only enjoy an accomplishment if that accomplishment was difficult to obtain. And killing bots is not difficult. I mean, unless you're like 5 years old or disabled or something, like you should not have difficulty killing bots, and therefore it should not be rewarding. I seriously can't get around that. I mean, the whole point of multiplayer video games is to play against other real people, and you're not getting that. If you wanted to kill bots, I would suggest you just play Destiny 2. And I want all of you to understand this. I'm not complaining about this just because my SBMM is super jacked up or whatever. I could queue in to a squad with 3 of my less experienced friends and get really easy lobbies and just get straight wins throughout the entire night. But I don't do that because it's genuinely boring to me. Like, I don't have fun. I'll fire off the last shot and I'll be like, that was it, that was the end of the game. Like, that was fucking boring. And the whole idea of having bots in the game, that's what ruins it. Like, you have a little bit of fun when you hot drop it, and then the whole middle of the game is boring, and you end up letting your guard down or whatever, and then a sweat team comes in to kill you. I don't like it a lot. I like no bots, and for there to be no skill-based matchmaking, have it be entirely random, or at least like fix the tightness of the skill-based matchmaking, because that too is also something that doesn't really make sense. Skill-based matchmaking essentially tries to target things so that everybody has the same win rate. Okay, you get separated into your different tiers, and that way you will have the same win rate as other people, but that doesn't make any sense. If you're better at the game, you deserve to get more wins. That's simple logic. I don't know how anyone could argue against that. Now I already know somebody is going to come into the comments and say, well, I don't want to hop in on a game and get smacked down by sweats. Like, buddy, you are playing a PvP video game and you're saying that you can't handle being in a lobby with people that are better than you. Because that's what the word sweat is used to describe. I've seen people post clips of someone who is just able to do basic movement and they're being called a sweat. There's no objective term for that, and yeah, it's ridiculous. I understand that everybody has a limit to how good that they can get at the game, be it your age, the platform you're on, whatever. It's still ridiculous to complain about people being better than you at a video game when you want to relax. And I put relax in quotation marks because I have no idea why you would turn to a multiplayer video game to relax. Because objectively speaking, this is from a neurological perspective, but video games literally do the opposite of relaxing. They fire up every single part of your brain, and that's why it's difficult to go to sleep at night after playing video games for a long time. And it's also why you're able to play the game all night and you never fall asleep while playing video games. It keeps you awake, it prevents you from being tired. So yeah, find another hobby if you like to relax, or at least just play red versus blue. That would solve almost all of your issues. And we see this happening to other games, it's not just Fortnite. Prior to Fortnite, I was playing a lot of Nintendo games, and I remember following Mario Odyssey in its development, and they removed 1-ups. They removed the whole, like, you have 5 lives, you can gain more lives. And instead, whenever you die, you just lose 10 coins, because they were worried that if people died, they saw the game over screen, they would get so upset they quit the game. Similar thing happened to Pokemon. They saw this new generation, they don't have time to carefully craft a team or do any extra grinding or training, and so they made things a lot easier for people so that it's pretty much you could pretty much win the game regardless of what loadout you have, whatever. Even the more difficult games out there like Elden Ring are actually not as hard as people think they are, because you can find overpowered weapons and give yourself a super OP loadout very early in the game, and that can basically allow you to like cheese the whole game through. Like, I'd go as far as to say that like 90% of the people who beat the game did it with like an overpowered loadout, and like they are not actually good at the game, but now they think they're good at the game because everybody said. Now, like, I'm not trying to gatekeep having video games as a hobby. I'm not trying to take away from anybody else's enjoyment, but I feel as though this change that we're seeing is pretty much being forced on us. Like, we're constantly seeing games get even more and more casual. They're constantly trying to appeal to people who don't want to put in the brain power and effort to getting good at the game. Notice how I don't even say put in the time, because even people who have hundreds and hundreds of hours of playtime on Fortnite are complaining about this. It's not really a time thing. I will add that it's not just this newer generation of people that we need to blame. It's also the generation of people my age and older who come home from work and just complain about anything in a video game being difficult because they're using this as a release or whatever. I don't know what kind of stupid shit people say. But yeah, it's not just the younger generation, the older generation, the couch gamers, they are just as responsible for this. And so yeah, let me know in the comments. I mean, are you guys happy about bots being brought back into Fortnite? Do you think video games are becoming too soft and that they're constantly catering towards this generation of soft people? Let me know, and I hope I didn't really rustle up anyone's feathers here. It's not that serious, but yeah. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.